my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your last Tuesday night Matchday Ticket of the 2020-2021 season. It started all the way back in August with the pre-season, and here we are. Sadly, it's ending on a dead rubber with Shrewsbury. Not anything to play for, but we'll try and entertain you all of the same. And it's been a real twist and turn journey, let's be honest, throughout the year. So I'm really pleased that you could join us from small numbers to huge numbers. And I thank every single one of you that does donate and help us with it one-off or monthly. And of course, the guys that did or do support us monthly had a chance to win this book, their first monthly giveaway. Those books have been sent out. They are on the way. Let me know when you get them. Next prize giveaway, end of May. Sadly, the only prizes you're going to get this year is a Town fan. But I'm not responsible for that. So that is done and dusted. We've just got the small matter of an Ipswich Town fixture to get out of the way. We have got an iFollow code to win. You'll be pleased to hear. So put your credit card away, put your £10 away, and just stay right there. This is the question. First person to answer correctly will win tonight's iFollow. Stephen Thomson, the aficionado, is in the VIP room. He is eyeballing the chat. He has got the answer and he has got the instructions. First person. So here we go. There's no Quizmaster General, sadly. He's been busy doing other videos. Head to his Twitter to see that. On the 18th of January 1994, Ipswich played Swindon at Portman Road in an FA Cup third round replay, with Ipswich winning the game 2-1. What was the name of the Swindon goalkeeper that performed a Brian Gunn air kick to gift Ian Marshall with the winner? First person to answer in the chat will win. Thank you, Matthew Whiting, for the iFollow donation. Thank you very much. Right, on with the show. First of all, let's bring in a man who's given us plenty of laughs over the years. While Stephen eyeballs that chat, we'll bring in the guy who will lift the mood by about 1%.
Wake up to the, wow. Wake up to the money, turn me right on. You look like you got dressed with no lights on. A Superman that spin like a cyclone. Fit check, spin like a cyclone. Wake up to the money, turn me right on.
Yeah, but we're crap. We're not going to dominate any team.
There he is. We've had some good moments over the last season on a Tuesday night. That being one of them. How are you, Mr. Neil Mowles?
Not too bad.
Good. Did you ever think when we sat here in August and we said, right, Matchday Ticket Tuesday night, let's do it, we'd end up here with the numbers we've got, with the twists and turns that we've had?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
It's been good. Well, the football on the pitch hasn't, but everything else has been good.
Bittersweet, isn't it? Bittersweet, because it means the summer's round the corner, fresh, hope, rejuvenation, a rebuild. But, you know, we want to be playing competitive, meaningful football in May, don't we? Not absolute dead rubbers. We really do.
We're stuck with what we got, but yeah, stick with
And what
them.
we've got is not a lot, quite frankly, at the moment. But there we go. Right, let's get some comments in the comments section. Ipswich Jules with the first goal of the day. Guv, I've just linked my free Amazon Prime game subscription to your channel. I hope it helps with the funds to support the channel. Good stuff, Ipswich Jules. If you are an Amazon Prime customer, you can hook it up. And Neil's an Amazon Prime customer. He does the same. And it costs you nothing extra, right, Neil?
Exactly.
Boom. Everyone wins except Amazon, which is how we like it. Colin Plum, evening, Guv. Frank Brogan, who I mentioned to Graham Brook, only the night. Rest in peace. Absolutely. Rest in peace, Frank Brogan. Great penalty, says Colin. Welcome in, Luke. Made his return last night. Such an exciting time. And our winner of our competition, don't worry, Steve, I've got it right here. It is Simon Harris. Congratulations, Simon. I will be sending you the iFollow code whenever. At some point before the game. I promise you that much. Actually, no, I don't promise you that much because I've got a show to do. I'll do my best. Right, let's bring in our compadre. He is, of course, the aficionado of the Formula One world, but he's jumped over, and here he is. Stephen Thomson, welcome in, my man. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you both?
Very well, thank you. Chris Blake, new sponsor incoming. Yes, the rumblings have been going on. there is a new sponsor potentially incoming, but we'll cover that story when the story breaks. How are you this evening, Stephen?
I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a long, hard one at work today, so it's nice to sit down with you guys and a beer in the town. It's all good.
Yeah, it is quite nice. You
It's
needed
all good
that
right
today.
now.
You needed it. You messaged us today, this afternoon. You said, "I need beer. I need football." It's been that sort of day, right?
It really, really has. It really has. So hopefully it won't be made worse by town tonight. So.
And you've come to Ipswich for comfort.
Yeah, in hindsight, not the best of choices, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Please give the pass to Colin Plump. I don't need it. Just wanted to win the quiz. Okay. I will sort that out, Simon. Thank you ever so much, my man. Stephen Parry, beep, beep. Still don't see the point of the Pirate shoulder, mate, playing better to play our own. Parrot. Yes, we'll come to that. Norwood, captain again. Do you think it would change assessment on Sunday? Don't know. I think his time is over. Right. The team today is Cornell, Vincent Young, Wolfenden, McGuinness, Kenlock, back four. Downs, Dazelle, and you've got Parrott behind Norwood with Dobra and Edwards flanking him. Let's talk first of all about James Norwood, because we were talking off air before the show, me and Steve, and I was saying, Steve, you got you want to see tonight's game because you've got Norwood on the pitch, and when Norwood's on the pitch, he scores goals or he makes things happen. The issue this year, Steve, hasn't it? He hasn't been on the pitch enough.
No, it's tricky, isn't it? When he's on the pitch, he's a great player. Probably still our best goal scorer, but how different could it have been if he'd have stayed fit the entire season?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, when you look at the league table, Neil, the teams that have been promoted have just won over half their games. The teams in the top six have yet to win over the half their games. You just needed maybe 4 or 5 results to have gone your way, and goal scorers can help achieve that, can't they?
They can indeed. I do feel that he's been lacking in assists by other players, though. Our midfield mainly just hasn't been good enough.
No, well, yes, but he hasn't on the pitch. It's funny, isn't it? Because when you have Norman on the pitch, somehow he makes something happen. So, which is it? Are you not creating chances, or is it the fact that the strikers that have been on have been wasteful? Drinnan, Hawkins, Jackson's had a really bad year. Which is it? Because when he's on, we do suddenly create chances. That's just not good.
I'm not fully sure of wasteful. In some of their cases, they're just not up to the task. That's just where we find ourselves.
It is. Jason Clayton, if Norwood's fit and scoring, I don't think the fans would care what he does on the pitch. Yeah, spot on. But as I'm writing in this week's column, Steve, that's a massive word that nobody really sees the hugeness of it. That's 2 letters, but it's if. It's a huge word.
Yeah, absolutely. If he'd have been fit, would we still be where we are? Would we not be in the playoffs? Would we not push for the top 2? If this, if that. It's, I suppose you can sort of say if for a lot of our team, really. It is a big word.
It is a big word. And is it a case you've got to go on what history tells you, Neil? Because last year, COVID year, obviously, season got curtailed early, but he would have missed half his season that year. He'd missed half the season this year. You can't rely on a player that's basically played 1 season out of 2, can you?
No. We thought, previous years, he's not really had any trouble, has he? So we expected him to be, fairly fit, but it's not been the case while he's been with us. But you could say that for several players we have here. So is it something in-house?
Yeah, absolutely. Facebook user convinced me I should purchase the iFollow. I'm hovering above purchase. Someone give me a reason. Help, guys. Neil, you're always somebody who I reckon, could sell ice to the Eskimos. So tell that person there why they should buy tonight's game.
I can't. Basically, if we play well on the weekend,
don't use that as a
we're terrible on the Tuesday night. And we were good on the weekend, so we're going to be terrible tonight.
Steve,
please prove me wrong, Ipswich.
Steve, can you please do a better job than that? You've got Brett Johnson on the blower. Here he is. No, that's not going to cut it, mate. Steve, take it away.
Someone said there for a laugh, but I would say so. It's the last chance you could potentially see that amazing away kit in action. It is the last chance you can see that. It's a future classic. Just do it for that.
It's a future. It's a future polish cleaner, mate.
Yeah.
He's going to be polishing my furniture this time next year. Dan Smith, Mr. Positivity coming from the Costa del Premier in again. I see. Is he
I
right?
am indeed.
You are indeed. 1 HDR point to the person who can tell me which Costa del Premier in he is in. Neil will reveal the answer at 5-7. Mike Brown, Downs and Doddy can't create an argument, let alone an assist. I don't know. I reckon Downs could definitely create an argument, Steve.
Oh, for sure. He's done it before.
Absolutely. Simon Wall, I hope Nicky's well. I personally think that players shouldn't be on social media or at least locked accounts open to abuse all day long. Many top players have it managed, don't they, Neil? They employ something to manage it for them, and it's cookie cutter and clean and crisp. You're not going to get that third tier Ipswich, though, are you?
No.
Sadly.
That's one thing that gets me with Jackson. He's always wearing a hat with a different football team badge on it. I just think a bit of professionalism. You're at Ipswich, wear something Ipswich.
It's a key word, that professionalism. We need that up and down the board, and maybe money can bring that. That's maybe one of the things money can bring that you don't quite think about. It's that level of professionalism, do or die. I've always admired, and this might sound really bad, but I've always admired Bradley Bloody Johnson, because that git will win at all costs. I get the feeling it'd sell anybody or anything to win a game of football. Do you know what I mean? It's always struck me as that type, and that's what you need, though, isn't it, Steve? That sort of type that, tonight it's 3 points and nothing else.
It's certainly something we're lacking. When Paul Cook came out and said that the atmosphere in the dressing room is the same as a win as after a loss, you need people that are going to walk over their own mums to get a win in football. It needs to be that much. It's like when with Jackson wearing different football teams on his hat. You don't see like Formula One drivers walking around wearing different team wear. You don't see Hamilton walking around wearing Ferrari stuff. They're dedicated to their team. That's what we need. We need dedication and fight.
Yeah. See, I don't know about dedication and fight, though, Neil. So I'm all right with Caden Jackson wearing any number of hats if he's got 25 goals to his name. It's when you haven't. It's when you haven't, you've got to wind it in. Is Bradley Johnson still playing? I'd love him at my football club. Oh, big
Martin,
Bradley Johnson.
That's the old Ipswich signing. The man that once was good and isn't anymore, but you're going to sign him just on what he used to be.
Blackburn. He's played 27 games this year, Neil, for Blackburn.
There's only one man from Blackburn I'd take, if he's still there.
Bradley Dack.
Yep.
Good player. Hell of a player. Matt Stanley, although Vettel did try that, but putting into the wrong kids.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point.
He did. Reece Curtis, feeling positive tonight. We love it. 5-1, says Joe Green. Sergio Jorginho. Norwood average League One striker at best. It's only because of desperation of everyone to find something positive. Well, yeah, I agree with that. He is an average League One striker in a bang average League One team, so he's the best player. We need to change that next year. We need to make James Norwood the third best. And this time next year, the three of us, I want to choose a night show saying, well, Norwood's going to be going. He's had, 10 chances this year. That's the direction the club needs to tread in. I really do think that. Looking into midfield, Troy Parrott replaces Teddy Bishop. Is that good or bad news for Teddy Bishop, Neil? Does that mean Teddy Bishop's done enough to get a contract? Or does it mean Paul Cook's seen enough that he doesn't need to see anymore? You ain't getting a deal.
I get the feeling that others believe that his time is up. I myself, I'm hovering in the camp that he should get another year. Possibly nothing more than that.
Why?
Because he has been fairly good this season. The whole team's dog, but he's actually been all right.
He's been one of the better. You haven't really got a standout performer this season of anyone, but he's been one of the better ones. He's had more games that are okay than crap. You can't say that a lot for the team.
Many people would say Dazelle deserves to keep in this team. If that's the case, so does Bishop, because Bishop's been no worse than Dazelle this season.
That's true. That's true, which makes it even more frustrating if you, as a Town fan, because Dazelle's signed a new 3-year deal, or certainly a 2.5-year deal now. But he's right, though, isn't he, Steve? Dazelle, Bishop, and to an extent Downs, you could literally you're pulling straws between who's played the best and the worst out of the three of them.
Yeah, you've out of the three of them, I would say I'll probably give the edge to Bishop. At least he's got a couple of goals to his name this season. Mm-hmm. Downs obviously missed a large part of it injured. He's not really looked the Downs of old since he's come back, I don't think. Zizel's been so hit and miss, it's untrue. I think they've all really been bang average, but I think Bishop's just got the edge purely because he did start really well and he had those couple of goals to his name.
Yeah.
As you're saying about Parrott, who's replaced him, well, in the first half at least, is Bishop even on the bench?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Yeah. Parrott looked good earlier in the season, but then he seemed to fade away. And I'm not sure the reasons why he hasn't played lately, but on the weekend when he came on, he was lively and he looked really good. So let's hope he can continue.
Newt
There is
Bishop. Go on.
There is the fact that he's not our player and is not likely to have anything else to do with us. So why are we, bothering?
Well, this is it. And people have been whispering for a couple of days now that Bishop has been offered a deal, or certainly his 1-year extension has been activated. But that's nothing concrete coming out of the football club with that. And that would, for me, make tonight even more perplexing, because surely if you're offering him the 1-year deal, you need to get him playing, keep him fit. He can show you he can stay fit. It's another game under his belt, and you need to play him into form. Like, what does sitting him achieve?
All I can think of was if he has been offered a contract, Paul Cook knows he's made of breadsticks, so he doesn't want to risk him for the last couple of games.
But then don't give him a deal. If he has, if the rumours are true.
I almost see it as he's now playing the role that Cook sees for him. You're good enough to get a contract extension, but you're an off-the-bench player. You're a squad player. You're not my first choice.
But then I'd rather that goes to an Idris El Mizani type player, a younger player who is cutting his teeth. Not Teddy Bishop, who's still living off one jinxie run against Borough in 2014. That's ridiculous. That's how I feel, honestly, on Teddy Bishop. I've never seen anything outside of that, and I personally think it's bad news for Teddy. But I might be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong in the future. I can promise you that. Ipswich Jules, maybe we have an option on Parrott's loan next season. Yeah, again, I don't know if I'd be taking it. Would you be taking that if you had an option? Let's say Jules is right. We've got an option on Troy Parrott. Would you be activating that, Steve?
No. Yeah. I think he's all right, but I think with the ambitions the owners have got, we can find someone on our own.
Neil, how about yourself? Would you be activating that?
The question is, has he done enough to really change this team, to stand out and make you go, wow, he is where we should be? And for me, that's a no.
I agree. I still live in the world. You see, loan players shouldn't. Neil, I don't know about you. How about yourself? Loan players should be luxury items. You know, your Bursant Selenius, your Lawrences, your Frasers, players that you maybe can't quite afford or certainly attract on a long-term deal. But
Giovanni Dos Santos.
Yes, but they set you up for that year. Troy Parrott is. It's not a luxury item, is he?
No, he is just another average player in our team, isn't he? He's good, don't get me wrong, at what he does, but he's not that wow factor that, as you're describing, a loanee should be. That's someone that can turn a game.
Yeah, I agree. Christopher Martin. Difficult to judge the ability of Parrott or any other striker given this year's shocking midfield supply. Mark Rattle, he's been average since being here. Yeah, I would agree with that. But then the whole squad's been average. Back four, Kenlock, left back, McGuinness, Wolfenden, and Vincent Young. Want to see another 90 minutes from Kane, obviously, but does he need to start doing a little bit more in those 90? Because he's had a couple of chances, Joel and last week, where he should have had 2 goals already, Steve.
Yeah, I think if he's still getting up to speed, fair play, but I think now he's got that starting 11 place sorted. You know, he's going to be here next year. He wants to push for that and keep a first team place. I think, he sees chances, he needs to take them. He could have had 2 goals, like you say. They were shocking misses, especially that last one.
Yeah, ring rust. We'll put that in ring rust.
I mean, hopefully that's going to wear off soon and he can get back to the KVY we know we saw before. So, but yeah, he needs to start really pushing.
I think his
footwork doesn't seem as light as it was before his injury.
Is that ring rust, O'Neill? Is that a player finding his feet after what was 17 months off?
Possibly. It could be the fact that get some matches and a lot of pre-season training under his belt, he might be back there. But
yeah, I agree with that. Great to see Kenlock get another run out. Absolutely, I've often said Kenlock will be my starting left back next year. Go and prove it, Miles. JT, KVY missed his chances to score, sure, but at least he's getting them. Absolutely, JT, and welcome in, by the way. More than any other right back we had this year or last. Colin Plum, Bristol City Boo Boys out again. Well, we'll come to old Rolls Royce after the game. New head of performance from Bristol City joining us. Love to know your thoughts. Dave Eaton think Camerson Young is playing within himself. Yeah, well, possibly. And Jason Clayton, every 90 minutes KBY gets is a bonus for next season. Yeah, again, agree. Can Kenlock force his way in for you, Neil? Because I've said on Sunday's podcast, still available to watch and listen to, I would have him as my starting left back next year. Can he do anything in your mind to maybe?
Kenlock was my preferred choice for quite a few seasons now, but he made a few errors back when we were in the Championship. But in my mind, he was a young lad then, and he hadn't had many games under his belt. Whereas now, he's not quite that same young lad. But is there another person in our academy that should be, pushing on potentially? But for what we've got in that position, he's our only choice, really. There's no one else.
Another year on the deal. Steve,
is that our biggest problem?
Well,
he's our only major choice.
Well, and Stephen Parry thinks PC's looking for a new one. I think quite possibly he is. But people then say, Steve, no, he should do a Josh Emmanuel. He should go out and make something for himself. Well, to do that, he's going something that gives him a chance. Why can't we give him a chance?
No, I think we can do that. I mean, this season you got him or Ward, so it's a no-brainer. But no, he's got
I'm not having that bomber. Come on, that's bomber now. Don't be slagging off the bomber, the golden bomber.
Golden bomber. But no, Kenlock, he's got the opportunities, and he's been doing all right. He's been solid this season, so he'll do enough for me. I'd have him as a starting left back next season, unless Paul Cook can find anyone better.
He doesn't show enough consistency. He can one game be brilliant, and another game they seem to basically put him under a lot of pressure and try and wait for the mistakes that he can do now and again.
He's a third-tier player. That's what they do, isn't it? That's what they're like. Otherwise, they'd be hard. I get your point, and I completely agree with it. But if Josh from Away Day Beers is listening, Golden Bomber would be a great sort of...
That's a good beer name.
That's a great beer name, isn't it? Bombing down Portman Road Wing, the Golden Bomber, Stephen Ward. Absolutely. Mike Brown, yeah, because our whole squad have been consistent. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. Right. Don't forget, this show is sponsored by, partnered with Mass Creations, Bury St Edmunds. Quality bespoke web and software developers. They do web development, SEO, IT consultancy, mobile development, bespoke software, all of those things. Masscreations.co.uk. Links in the description and in the chat now if you need anything. They've worked with Terrace Life and Balm Music, so be sure to check them out. The guy who runs it is a Town fan, Sam. Big up, Sam. And if you mention Talking Town, you get 10% discount. What more could you possibly want out of life? Mass Creations, Bury St Edmunds, bespoke mobile and web development. Right, Neil, Steve, chat. It is bold prediction time. So, without further ado, it is our last Tuesday night match day ticket bold prediction. Neil, go first. What are you going?
2-1 Town.
2-1 Town. If we do a course of these bold predictions over the year, I think Neil's got more and more bold as they've gone on. He probably started with a 0-0, then he went to a 1-0, then a 1-1. I mean, if this was another couple of weeks, he might even be pushing the 3-goal barrier, Steve.
I don't know. Turn it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Finch, Ward the Golden Bomber. Only problem is his engines have fallen off. Oh, Steve, bold prediction, please, my man.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to go 3-0 Town.
3-0 Town.
I'm feeling a couple of goals from Norwood in there.
That's what, nearly a year.
Are you sure you haven't been on the beers already?
on the Golden Bomber already. So it's strong stuff. But that's what a year Neil does doing this show on a Tuesday. You see, he was like you. He started out, but now he's getting it. Now he's getting the bold flavour.
Don't let me down.
It's going to be good. Cruncher 2-1 Shrewsbury. Fuck me. Gem 2-0 Town. 0-0 Simon Wall. 1-1. Frank Brown 1-1 JT. 2-1 Ipswich Jules. 2-1 Josh Russell. 1-1. Lots of 2-1s coming in. Matt Stannard's gone for the 3-1. Ashley Bell, who rumour has it hasn't yet quite recovered from a really disappointing Line of Duty finale. Just throwing it out there. Says 3-0 Town. 4-0 says Paul Chapman. Paul. He's embracing the boldness. I love it. 2-0 Chris Warman. Yeah, 2-0 Mark Dowling going for a parrot double.
If that 4-0 was put on a bet, that's a wasted bit of money right there.
Don't talk about bets with Mike Brown in the room. Don't. He's still upset that Norwood, because he had a bet at like 85-1 that Town wouldn't score before the end of the season. Well. Chris Warman, I want to see the team put out another performance when we generate chances. Matt Stannard, the GOAT, Ward's Golden Bomber. Now that's a new name for away days beers. I know. If he said, look, have a talk in Town beer, I would certainly be calling it Ward's Golden Bomber, courtesy of the Brennan Woolley School of Commentary. Right. Why says 2-1 Town? Ashley Bell, I enjoyed it, but I was the only one apparently. You certainly were. Well, we're back at halftime with halftime analysis, hopefully with beers, pints, points, and Ward's Golden Bomber. See you at halftime.